for difficult truth. The modern world sometimes equates decisiveness with refusing consultation, but our ancestors understood differently. They knew that the strength of a decision may depend upon the quality of deliberation that precedes it. This does not mean that traditional institutions should be romanticized, because no institution, traditional, political, religious, or academic, is beyond criticism or reform. And antiquity alone does not confer moral perfection. Traditional authority must justify its continuing relevance through service. A chief who is concerned only with ceremony, privileges, titles, and public honor gradually diminishes the institution he represents. At the same time, a traditional ruler who listens to his people, protects community resources, promotes education, mediates conflict, assists the vulnerable, and responds to contemporary challenges, strengthens both tradition and society.
Sure.
Traditional leadership in the 21st century cannot therefore be limited to festivals and ceremonial occasions. It must be capable of responding to educational inequality, unemployment, environmental degradation, land disputes, public health emergencies, community conflict, and the anxieties of young people. The palace must remain a guardian of memory, but it must also become a workshop for the future.
Sure.
This requires traditional institutions themselves to accept reform, because tradition must never become a shield behind which injustice, corruption, exploitation, or arbitrary authority are protected. The dignity of women and children must be defended. Young people must be heard. Persons with disabilities must not be marginalized. Community resources must be managed responsibly. Land administration must be transparent. And succession and customary processes must be conducted with integrity.
Sure.
The proper defense of tradition is therefore not an insistence that nothing should ever change, but the capacity to distinguish between enduring principles of an institution and those practices that require reconciliation.
Sure.
A tree survives because its roots hold firmly to the soil, but it also survives because its branches respond to the wind and reach towards the light, and so must our institutions.
Sure.
This brings me to culture. Culture is frequently treated as entertainment, appearing at festivals, tourism events, diplomatic ceremonies, and national celebrations, while being too often absent from serious conversations about development,
Sure.
governance, and the future of society. This is a mistake, because culture is not merely music, dance, clothing, food, and ceremony, important though these are. Culture includes language, morality, historical memory, family organization, spirituality, political philosophy, customary law, artistic knowledge, methods of conflict resolution, environmental understanding, and ideas about what constitutes a good human life. Culture tells the people who they are and provides the intellectual and moral vocabulary through which people understand birth and death, childhood and adulthood, marriage and family, authority and responsibility, suffering and hope.
Sure.
A society that loses confidence in its culture eventually loses confidence in itself. But cultural preservation does not require us to free society at some imagined moment in the past. Culture is not a dead object to be placed behind glass. It is a living inheritance that must be understood, practiced, questioned, renewed, and transmitted. Modernity must not be confused with imitation. Africa should learn from the achievements of other civilizations and adopt useful technologies, scientific discoveries, sound administrative systems, and institutions that improve human life. But participation in the modern world should not require us to abandon our own languages, intellectual traditions, and historical consciousness. Progress should never require a people to despise themselves. This is why the preservation of African languages deserves urgent attention. Language is more than vocabulary. It carries history, humor, philosophy, moral reasoning, and the categories through which a people interprets reality. In our proverbs, appellations, songs, court language, and oral traditions, some ideas cannot always be fully translated into another language. When a language disappears, humanity does not merely lose a method of communication. Humanity loses a distinctive way of understanding the world. We must therefore ask ourselves difficult questions about how many African children can speak the languages of their grandparents fluently. How many, and I must confess, my children have been taught how to speak and now they are speaking to regularly. When they were young, they thought they were American and British, but now they know that they are Ghanaians. And then how many understand the histories of their towns and villages and families? How many know the meanings carried by the symbols of their communities? How many can interpret the proverb that once educated generations in ethics, responsibility, and social conduct? We cannot leave the answers to chance. Cultural preservation must become part of serious educational policy. Universities, traditional authorities, museums, families, churches, community institutions, and governments must work together to document endangered knowledge, record oral histories, preserve archives, and train younger generations to interpret their heritage. Technology must become an ally of cultural preservation. Our generation has tools that those before us could scarcely imagine, allowing voices that once existed only in human memory to be preserved, manuscripts to be digitized, historical photographs to be restored and archived, oral histories to be recorded, and endangered languages to be documented and taught across continents. Preservation must, however, remain ethical, because not every sacred object, ritual, or body or traditional knowledge is intended for unrestricted circulation. Cultural knowledge has custodians, contexts, and responsibilities, and digitization should preserve heritage without stripping it of dignity and meaning. It is within this discussion of history and identity that we must confront the experience of the global African diaspora. The diaspora emerged through several historical processes. Some Africans left the continent voluntarily in pursuit of education, commerce, employment, and opportunity. In contrast, millions of others were forcibly removed through systems of enslavement that inflicted immeasurable suffering upon Africa and its descendants. The transatlantic slave trade separated families, disrupted societies, and transported generations of African men, women, and children into systems that sought not only their labor but their humanity. The consequences of that history did not disappear with the abolition of slavery. They remain visible in questions of race, inequality, economic exclusion, cultural displacement, and the continuing struggle for equal citizenship and dignity. Yet the history of the African diaspora cannot be written only as a history of victimhood, because it is also a history of survival, resistance, intellectual achievement, political courage, scientific innovation, and cultural creativity. different paths. Our cultures have developed into different circumstances and our experiences are not identical. Our features can be strengthened through deliberate cooperation. There's another proverb. In Sabakun Katek Nyamieni, meaning that one hand cannot lift a heavy load. The work before us too great for one nation, one university, one government, and one traditional institution or one generation. Africa cannot undertake it without its diaspora. The diaspora cannot undertake it without meaningful engagement with Africa. Traditional leadership cannot undertake it without scholars and young people. Universities cannot undertake it without communities. And governments alone cannot undertake it without the confidence and participation of the citizens. We must therefore lift the load together, preserving culture not because we are afraid of the future, but because the people who understand themselves can enter the future with confidence. Strengthening governance, not simply to make institutions more efficient, but to make authority more accountable, humane and just, and ensuring that traditional leadership remains worthy of respect by making service, integrity, and responsibility the foundations of its legitimacy. Let us strengthen the bonds between Ghana and the global African diaspora, not merely through ceremonies and declarations, but through scholarship, education, investment, cultural preservation, service, enterprise, healing, and enduring human relationships. Let the palace and the university meet not as rivals, but as partners in the pursuit of knowledge. And let Africa and its diaspora meet not simply as people reunited by memory, but as partners committed to building institutions that would outlive us. Let our young people inherit not only the stories of what our ancestors endured, but also the confidence to create what our ancestors could only imagine. Let the memory of separation inspire the labor of reunion, and let the wisdom of the past guide us while the future remains the principal object of our work. May Howard University continue to uphold truth, service and intellectual courage, and may the partnership between Ghana and the global African diaspora grow from strength to strength. May our traditional institutions remain living sources of wisdom, responsibility, and unity. May the generations that come after us look back this period and say that we did more than speak of African unity. We gave it institutions. May they say that we did more than preserve the memory of our ancestors and enliven their inheritance. May they say that when history allowed our generation to reconnect the African world, we did not waste it. May Almighty God bless our university, bless the global African family, bless the United States of America, and bless the Republic of Ghana, and bless us all. Thank you very much.
Wow. You all were promised an enlightening evening, and that is exactly what was delivered. Your Majesty, you underscored the critical importance of accountability as it is related to governance. A key takeaway for me was when you talked about wisdom being shared, which is exactly what happens on campus at the HU. And we are so eternally grateful for your presence here this evening. Thank you so much for imparting such wisdom. Before we depart, we have a couple of things we want to give you first, and we know that a representative from the kingdom will come. First, we have our provost who wants to share something before we close, and then we will be followed by two other of our fellow Black Stars.
We know it has been said that the most valuable thing that God has given to each of us is our spirit to connect with Him. But aside from that, the next most valuable thing that He has given each of us is time. And so, on behalf of the entire Howard University, we want to give you this gift of a Howard University clock, which will memorialize the time that you have spent with us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Provost. Next, we have Congressman Gabe Amo, who proudly represents Rhode Island's 1st Congressional District, but he also represents Ghana. He is a lifelong public servant, a dear friend and colleague of mine. He served in the Biden White House and the Obama White House, and he understands the critical importance of intergovernmental affairs like no other. Congressman, please join us.
Your Majesty, that was a remarkable address. I'm so humbled, proud, and honored to be here with you. I come to you as a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. And as a voice for Black Americans, we're also a voice for Black people, people of African descent around the world. And in that capacity, I'm proud to join, but also proud to join as a proud Ghanaian with Ashanti roots. And so I want to present this certificate of special recognition, this proclamation to His Majesty, Otumfuo Jose Tutu II, Asantehene, in recognition of your distinguished service to the people of Ghana and your enduring commitment to unity, progress, and strengthening connections throughout the global diaspora. Thank you for embodying a tradition of service that reaches across generations and borders. Through philanthropy, cultural stewardship, and collaboration, you have uplifted lives and fostered a lasting sense of connection among Ghanaians throughout the world. On behalf of the people I represent in Rhode Island's 1st Congressional District, and on behalf of the entirety of the Congressional Black Caucus, I extend my heartfelt appreciation and best wishes for continued success and prosperity, progress for all of us, and especially for you as you carry on your great work. Thank you.
And last, but certainly not least, is my adopted son, the new president of the Ghanaian Student Union, Chris Yao Jima Apia. is a Dean's List student here at Howard University. He too is Asante, and he is the 17th Howard University Mr. African Student Association. And he has been the perfect partner in working on this event. So son, please do your presentation.
Ago! Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Apia, a rising junior, political science and criminology double major from Queens, New York, by way of Kumasi, Ghana. And I currently have the opportunity of serving as the current 2026 to 2027 Ghanaian Student Union president as well. Your Majesty, as a proud member of the Asante tribe and the sitting president of the Howard University Ghanaian Student Union, it is truly an honor to present to you this gift on behalf of the entire GSU. It symbolizes the unity, pride, and commitment we share as Ghanaian students at Howard University, who strive to cultivate an environment where we can build meaningful relations and support the overall growth of the Ghanaian community here in the city. We consistently seek to share and celebrate the richness of Ghanaian culture on campus and with the broader Washington DC and larger as well too. Your presence here today is a powerful reminder of the very values we strive to uphold here at the Mecca and in every room we enter. Again, Atumpo Nana Osei Tutu II, Akwaba Eyedawase.
On behalf of Atumpo, Asantehene, and the delegation, I stand to say a big thank you for the wonderful present that you have given us. They will serve as a lasting memento of our visit to Howard University. And I'm going to mark beginnings of a long-standing relationship between Malaysia Palace and Howard University. Our lady here said the key takeaway that she had from the Dominion found. And I think the key takeaway that we also have is the Africanness of our diversity. And Malaysia Palace will do everything in its power to ensure the continuity of this Africanness. And I think there should be a reciprocal relationship from our diversity to Malaysia, so that in the long run, in Support and Sabah, the hand go, the hand come, and the going and coming makes the cross weaving more perfect. Thank you very much.
What an enlightening evening we have had. I just want to thank you all for coming one more time on behalf of the Women Excellence Foundation and on behalf of the university. Dr. Hope will just thank the sponsors of the evening, and we will leave united, energized, and ready to do the hard work of ensuring that we are all globally united as African people.
Thank you for your leadership and partnership in bringing this event to fruition. My name is Dr. Tania Hope. I am the Assistant Provost for International Programs and the Executive Director of the Ralph J. Bunch International Affairs Center here at Howard University. And on behalf of the university, I thank you all for coming tonight. And I would like to especially thank my colleagues from the Center for African Studies, the Department of African Studies, two different things, the Department of Afro-American Studies, the Moreland Spingarn Research Center, the Ghanaian Student Union, the Ralph Bunch International Affairs Center, and my colleagues there in particular, thank you, and the Office of the Provost. This was a joint effort, a community effort, and we're so glad that you have been able to share this evening with us. Thank you to Your Majesty for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and we look forward to welcoming you again. Thank you all very much.
What a profound lecture. And I hope that every one of us took notes on our phones, on papers, because I had two things. Tikro and Queen. And Tikro and Queen. And also, wisdom is shared as a recite in the head of one. And our collective merging of our wisdom will let us scale every problem that we have. And I thank you for bestowing on us wisdom today. He deserves a bigger round of applause. And for your visit to Malaysia, we can know all your bookings. But before that, you have to join us at Bowie State University on the coming Sunday for Akwesidae KES. And when you come to the market, you need to know. You say it after me. Piao! Piao! And I'm going, Piao! Ladies and gentlemen, please be understanding.